Hello, today I have Hair Bender from Stumptown. This is one of my favorite blends of coffee, and you'll notice that I'm holding an empty bag, which I guess is kind of silly, but I've tried to review this coffee about 3 times already, but I go through the bag so quickly that I never get around to it. Right now my beans are in my Airscape, so I'll give you a look at those. It is pretty much a medium roast, but there are, according to these little cards that come with Stumptown about their coffee, this is a blend that features 5 to 8 fully washed coffees, which build a complex profile. So washed by meaning that that's how they were processed. And you can see that it's going to be a pretty complex, you could tell it's going to be a complex blend based off of all the different types of beans that are in there. So you can see we have varying sizes, of course, and then the color is pretty consistently medium. So since this is an espresso blender, it's made for espresso primarily at least, I'm going to review it as an espresso. I'll pull a shot. I already have my grinder dialed in. As a coffee itself, it's great too, and I drink it in both forms, but today's review is going to be as a shot of espresso. So I'll pull that shot, give you a look at it, let you know what I'm tasting as best as I can. All right, here is the completed shot, and man, look at all that crema. It's about 1/3 of the cup. The aroma is great. I'd say a full 5. The taste, I'd say I can definitely pick up some chocolate notes. It's much less fruit than what they imply here on the note. The tasting note profile card, they say there's some cherry, but if anything, I'm picking up a slight blackberry in the aftertaste. There is a nice brightness at the first sip, the initial sip. And actually I'm picking up more of the cherry now that it cools down a little bit. So a very dark aftertaste, I would say more towards the fudge note that they have here on this card. But the cherry is more apparent as the shot cools down. I'd say as far as flavor goes, I'd give Stumptown, at least for this shot, and I've pulled some other shots with this, I'd give it about a 4. It's not my favorite. I reviewed Hayes Valley Espresso from Blue Bottle last week, and that one I thought was better. But I think this is a good one for sure. And you can see all that crema in the shot. It's pretty impressive. As far as it's the ability to dial in your grinder to the correct setting, I think it's a pretty forgiving blend when it comes to dialing in your grinder. Meaning you're not gonna rip your hair out. No pun intended, because it's called Hair Bender, but okay, maybe it was intended. But you're not going to rip your hair out trying to get the perfect grind for this. So flavor 4, I'd say the aftertaste is about a 3.5. I think it's a little close to bitter, but it does have that dark kind of chocolate taste. The acidity I think is good, at least on the first sip as it cools down, so I'd probably take a point off because I'm not picking up anything more than the cherry or blackberry taste. I did pick a little bit of blackberry up at the end of in the initial aftertaste, but as it cooled down I wasn't. What else do we have? Well, the body I think is a full 5 given all that crema. It's a very velvety, rich shot, and I think that covers everything. Let me just think. So we have acidity, flavor, body, aftertaste, and what are we missing? I'm always missing that fifth thing. And I'll pause the video while I think of it because it's driving me nuts. Oh, duh. The aroma. The first thing I talked about. So I was sniffing that shot and it did smell really good. I'd probably give it a 4.5 though, because the taste wasn't quite matching up with the smell. I thought the smell was a little bit better than the flavor itself. So there you have it. That is Hair Bender. Probably my favorite blend ever. I'm constantly buying this bag of beans. I probably should try some other things from Stumptown. I have tried a few others, but this has been my favorite. And it's a very versatile blend because not only does it taste pretty good for espresso, in fact I could probably pull a better shot with this, but it tastes awesome as a coffee itself as well. And you'll pick up a lot of different things. Don't let these tasting notes kind of dictate what you're tasting yourself. I need to work on not looking at these tasting notes until after I review the coffee and taste it myself, because coffee is a subjective thing. Everybody's going to be tasting different things. So pick up a bag. Stumptown Hair Bender. It's available quite widely. And these guys, if you don't know them by now, are from Portland, Oregon.